him.
Pastor Chris Oyakilome is a man who makes covenant with things that are beneath the sea.
Hey!
Is not a
Controversial Nigerian preacher Pastor Chris Oyakilome has claimed that the Pope died as a result of being vaccinated.
This is too good to be true.
Interesting conversation. Anyway, in this video as well, you also hear it being revealed as to how he's also going to die himself, since everybody has an opinion about everybody. Welcome to the conversation. It's gonna be an interesting one. Recently, a video has been circulating on the internet where Pastor Chris Oyakilome himself came and spoke about how the Pope himself died. According to him, maybe the information came from his investigation, or maybe he downloaded it from from where he downloads other information with respect to many other conspiracies that has come out as well from him. I'll call it conspiracy because indeed, of course, if you are not speaking facts without any sentiment, it is just going to be a word of mouth or what you think against what I believe in. But before I get to read the news over here, let's listen to him, at least for him to speak himself, and I have some rebuttals also on the conversation.
In 2020, they won't say this anywhere, but I can say it.
And he said they won't say this anywhere, but I can say it, okay? And you have to understand this. If you have been following us on this platform, everything we talk about has to have a reference point. So he has no reference point of what he's saying. So he becomes the originator, the manufacturer, the constructor, the exporter of this information. Probably he should be telling us God said, because that's the popular thing that has been raining down. The Holy Spirit said. But let's go on as well to listen to what he has to say.
The Pope, and I pointed it out during your Love World specials, the Pope, the late Pope, made a statement which I brought out, and I said that that was not good. While he was trying to encourage the world to take the vaccines, he stated that if Jesus were here, he would have taken the vaccine.
I know many of Pastor Chris followers and Love World members are going to be watching this video. So before you start your casting and binding, I want you to bring a proof of this particular statement, because I have been combing. You know, Gateway I never comb. I've watched tons of video of the Pope talking about the vaccine. Even some cardinals in the Catholic Church, of course, refused to take the vaccine because of their own skepticism. He took it, of course, with also Pope Benedict XVI, the one that was before him, and he was encouraging it as well as a moral obligation. And nowhere, listen, nowhere did he say that Jesus could have taken it. Someone that may have insinuated that was the Archbishop of Canterbury, who has recently resigned or been made to resign. Those of you in that particular circle, you know the story about him. Or maybe this particular Pentecostal preacher, Reverend Franklin, who made that particular insinuation, of course, in his post on Facebook as at then. Where did the Pope say this thing he has said? You see, now I'm questioning what your pastor has said right now, and I'm asking you for proof, because there's no proof of that, and it doesn't exist. The Pope never said, but the way he's actually saying it, of course, is going to look more like, okay, let's listen to what he said, because you get to hear him say it himself.
And I found that to be very insulting.
You don't gaslight someone like that. Not when he has passed on. If you said it before, I think we need a reference point. But the thing is that it's you people that still come and post these videos. Those of you that are followers of Pastor Chris. I would not even be seeing this video if I'm not on social media. There is no proof of what he's saying here. When you talk, like he normally talks as well, he will show you people do graph, do this thing, this thing. He should show that, of course, on your screen where the Pope said that. I've seen articles written that, oh, Jesus could have done this, or Jesus. I've seen those articles, but none of them quotes the Pope as to have said that. I mean, the late Pope. But again, of course, you can sit down in your small corner and talk about the papacy like that. Of course, I'm probably... Is this a Catholic church? I'd even have time to reply you. Hallelujah. It's not like this Pentecostal jamboree we see here. No, it's not about that. So that one as well, you are just a tiny speck, of course, looking at the Catholic church that has existed before you were born. Okay? Now, I'm not holding a brief for the Catholic Church or something, but when you want to speak like this, come on, at least you have some decorum, have some respect. When you speak facts and then be able to prove it, not speaking and then, of course, your followers will not go and research to know if what you are saying is true. I've taken my, wait, when would the Pope, because if the Pope even said that, of course, it will be headlines everywhere, that the Pope said that Jesus could have taken the vaccine. So because Jesus could have taken it, of course, you should go and take it. Come on. It's not the same. Even, let me not even say, even if Jesus said that, of course, but if you read your scriptures, of course, it talks about respecting constituted authority. Even though, of course, you have to be more applicative, of course, in doing that. Did Jesus himself not have to pay tax because that was required by the government, of course, to pay tax? Yes. So when the Pope was talking about the vaccine, of course, he was looking at it of you loving your neighbor as you love yourself as a moral obligation. You may not be doing it for yourself, but do it for someone else, of course. Now, I don't care about your opinion as to whether you are a pro-vaccine or not a pro-vaccine. But when he now talks about it generally, of course, of all kinds of vaccine, I now began to wonder. Let's go on as well as we listen.
And I talked about it. At that time, he was still with the globalists. He believed them and encouraged the world to take the vaccine. And he too took the vaccine. Okay? But he's not been well for a long time. And I'm stating that he was killed by the vaccine.
You see, this was the same thing that happened during the, let me read the news as well here for you, okay? But of course, he is a trillionaire, billionaire, hundredonaire, however they call it. So they can get to, get to say things, and then if, let's say, you know what his issue then during the COVID as well with his theories that he had to actually be fined. Let me read this as well for you. April 2020, during the COVID-19 outbreak and the lockdown directives, the pastor slammed his colleagues for consenting to the closure of churches. In January 2021, Pope Francis said that people have a moral obligation to receive one of the new COVID-19 vaccines, revealing that he was expecting his first dose. Remember, during the COVID-19 situation as it was, even now I'm saying it might be flagged by the system, but who cares? There were different ones that were circulating, of course. So this is actually being specific. I'm reading this from Premium Times. According to National Catholic Reporter, the Pope said that taking the vaccine was a moral choice because it was saving lives. Moving on as well here, the claim on the Pope's death, which he has just claimed as well and talked about here. But going on, of course, right here to his other controversial claims, despite scientific evidence that shows that World Health Organization approved vaccines have saved millions of lives across the world, the preacher has repeatedly warned his congregants against taking vaccines, stating that no vaccine is good. Oh, some of you, that some of you, before you travel out of Nigeria, they have to do you this particular hepatitis and other yellow fever, all of that. Okay, have you been traveling? How do you travel? Or they used to do that one, konja. That means some of you might have been traveling with fake papers. I'm saying now, because those of you that are members of a church, if he's teaching you that no vaccine is good, polio that has been there are some vaccines you take even as a child. No vaccine is good. What is the difference between Christ Embassy and then other churches that are maybe against blood transfusion and other things as well? I'm just giving you a fact as well. So do with that what you will. But I'm just trying to give you as well what happened with respect to his previous situation. Mr. Oyakhilome has a long history of promoting conspiracy theories on global issues like vaccine, the 5G network, and more recently the GMO foods. 5G, the one about 5G. I hope you people are not using 5G in your Hey, you're good, Reba. In 2021, the British media regulator Office of Communications imposed sanction on his Love World television network for airing unsubstantiated claims linking 5G to coronavirus pandemic. Now, of course, I don't know what happened to the 5G. Are we not talking about 5G again? Like, because 5G, some of you, we talked about it. Hey, don't worry. Somebody has talked about how he himself is going to die. Since everybody want to crease in this social media, everybody will crease and join. Ah, me? Okay. Let's go on as well to finish the video.
Yesterday or day before, they said he had a stroke. Where did the stroke come from? Blood clots.
Let me tell you one interesting thing as well here before he goes on to say how the Pope was healthy and all that. The Pope, when he was in his 20s, part of his lungs were removed. So he had a lung infection right from when he was young. This is someone that lived like this up to 88 years. Pray that you reach there, all of you that are watching me as well, because in this life, we don't know tomorrow. So he had, of course, lung issues, of course. He also had issue with, I think, diabetes, I think. Yeah, when I was reading the information, of course, with respect to his health complications and all of that. Okay, and when it comes to stroke as well, stroke that can also come from high BP. Okay, and then talking about stroke as well here, there are many causes of stroke. So he's just making an analysis as well here in his mind that, okay, blood clot and linking it to stroke. And in the whole idea, of course, he's saying that vaccine was what...
And that's one of the most common causes of death from the vaccine. It's not the only one. That many of them who became ill, they will not tell you the truth. That's what I'm telling you. No one's going to tell you that he died as a result of the vaccine. So he would have received special delivery, vaccine specially packaged.
So what is God? So his idea was that probably the government or the system took him out. For what purpose? Like, think about that, of course. So he received special delivery. And then what are you now trying to insinuate with this? If tomorrow now this one go viral, go everywhere, of course you'll get the attention. But how does that even, like, how can you defend this? Would you say that God told you or Holy Spirit told you? You see, this is how sometimes we cause issue for ourselves. If I'm the one speaking now, they will sue me 10 billion. But don't worry, the Catholic Church, you don't even exist. I'm telling you. Probably is Father Oloma that will reply you, or maybe who, Kevin Ogu that will reply you. Who else is there in Nigeria or wherever he's streaming from? I'm just telling you, of course. Here, I found this very funny as well listening to it. But let's go on.
Just for him. So they knew how long. I warned you. I warned the whole world.
Yeah, at least this one is say he warned the world, because I would have said that this is just information for his own followers, so he's not concerned. But that means he knows that maybe these things would kind of like air globally or in the world or something. Anyway, like I always tell you, attention is currency. The degree of attention you control defines the weight of the things you say. So even me, I've always known that, of course, right from time. So I've always been very meticulous with when it comes to the way I get to make my commentaries.
About taking those mRNA vaccines. And I also told you, no vaccine is good.
No vaccine is good. I think Pastor Chris is just a different breed. He has not taken any vaccine himself before. Yeah, parents, if you are listening to this and because you say that my pastor said, and then when it comes to maybe whether immunization or some things that you are supposed to take at different stages of your life medically, of course, to keep you safe and all of that, that one no be. Let's go on.
Not one of them. Yes, sir. And they have never worked. Yes, sir. It's always been a deception. Yes, sir. I told you. So as they have these people dying, they won't tell you the cause. You dress it up. So they get sick and they can't be cured. They just get sick and sick and sick and get worse and worse and worse until it kills them. For some, very quickly. Suddenly. They call this one sudden death syndrome.
You even invent a name. So hey, let's go on.
So, just remember that I warned you.
Okay.
This was a very healthy Pope. And I told you that once that substance is inside your body, it can't leave. Once injected into your body, it does not leave. It doesn't go away. They have no scientific way to remove it. Because they never planned to remove it, so they never planned to get a solution for it. It was planned for death.
When you say the vaccine was planned for that, once they put it, they never who gets who puts a vaccine in you for the purpose of removing it? When polio vaccine was, do you know what Nigeria suffered with polio in the north, most especially, till it became more like not a thing, of course, to discuss about today, a thing of the past. What kind of vaccine comes in for the purpose? The vaccine is not supposed to be removed. The vaccine is supposed to prevent against what it is being vaccinated. Simple meaning of vaccine. The vaccine is not the virus itself, except maybe you are talking about something else. So if you are saying that the goal was not to remove it, I don't understand. If you get to have the virus, of course, you have to hope that at least as at that time, your immune system is... do you know me that is living at the core of where they say it actually came from? In China, because I would say they say, based on different ideologies as well here, okay? I was locked in a room for a period of like 2 or 3 weeks and I was quarantined. Yes, I was quarantined during the whole situation. Because I developed complications as well. I was having fever, I was getting sick, all of that. But by the grace of God, my immune system was able to fight the flu as it would be. But depending on how strong your immune system is, defines how you can be able to go through the process. So vaccinating, of course, here was, as at then, was more like, against, and some vaccines as well here were not that potent with respect to the flu, of course, coming. So people got the flu, of course, even though they were vaccinated, and then the effect, of course, happened. Do you understand? When we were talking about Marcus and Johnny Lamb, of course, Marcus Lamb, when we discussed about that TBN network or something, the Marcus and Johnny Lamb show, I think the husband, of course, died as well due to that. Do you understand? So some of the vaccines were not that strong or common for him. He can stay indoors and not go anywhere. Nothing would affect him, and he'll just stay in his studio and do live shows or do, Anyway, let's go on.
Kill as many people around the world. Don't miss the next Your Love World specials, because I have a lot of information for you. This is our prayer program, and I don't want to dwell too much in some of these things. But I feel pained that a pope like that would have his life cut short. And many around the world may not know what led to it, but I've told you what killed him. It was a vaccine. He told us to take it. He said Jesus would have taken it.
He's still saying the same thing.
I said, what? And I pasted it on the large screen. And there's no way. That means interpreting Jesus Christ like a man, like an ordinary man.
Many articles have seen that. It was not even ever something that I would need to Christ Embassy members. I think this will be a very good, because some people have been looking for ways to, do a rebuttal on George, and when I do my analysis or something. This would be a good way. Just make a video and say, being real, George lied about what Pastor Chris said. This is evidence that the Pope said Jesus could have taken it or something. I don't know if you understand. Okay? You get the point. So I'm giving you assignments. Do it, of course. It will go viral, go viral. So that is just it, of course. You see what he's saying about the Pope. Now there was a video which he came out and was giving more like tribute, of course, to the Pope. This particular video. I think this is where he said it. Let me show you this video here. He was talking about the Pope and giving tribute, of course, to him in a way that, oh, he'll be missed, and how he was, championing their cause before he was a globalist. But towards the end of his life, he suspended doing those things he was doing. Now, one thing you have to know about the Pope, yes, of course, he was ecumenical in his movement. We all having the same path, of course, to God, according to his ideologies. Come on, Pastor Adeboye, of course, is also part of the ecumenical movement. Even Deeper Life Pastor, of course. If people watch the video of the ecumenical meeting, of course, that was had sometime in the past, where they're looking at, bringing the church as well together and all that. So for people like, of course, Pastor Chris, I don't know, maybe they did not remember him, but Pastor Adeboye was there, of course. He Kumuyi was there, of course. Different other religions were there, and the whole ecumenical movement. And if in case you don't know, of course, even in Nigeria, there's also an ecumenical movement, of course, with respect to the church, of course, being one and all that. Now, whether you believe in the ecumenical movement or not, okay, the fact is that one thing I believe in is one thing for there to be structures, because I see all of these CAN, PFN to be not as if they are actually one in faith per se, because you see them having different doctrines and everything, but just one as a structure whereby they can maybe speak as a voice, more like how we have political structure, that kind of thing. Sometimes you only get to hear of CAN and PFN when we are talking about probably politics, next president, Christian ticket, all of that. You don't really get to hear their voice when things that matters. Come on, we have been talking about Sunday Jackson recently. Have you heard anything from PFN? No. Of course, yes, some bishops in the Catholic Church, of course, has tried to speak to the president, and then right now we are looking at actually getting clemency for Sunday Jackson. If you haven't signed the petition as well, please, it's going to be in the link comment. Please remember that as well as you're watching. So that's just a side as well of him. Okay, so since you people, because I know that many people who follow Pastor Chris are going to be cursing me out or something. You believe Pastor Chris Ba? Okay, I think you are also going to believe this one, because everybody now want to talk anyhow. Let us talk. Let's listen to Celestia, because Celestia has something to say about Pastor Chris. He shared this about 7 to almost a year ago as well. This is what she said about Pastor Chris. Let's listen to her.
This man is part of the marine kingdom.
Ew.
He is part of the marine kingdom, the particular branch of witchcraft that works with creatures of the sea, creatures of the water. Don't only think that the marine kingdom only involves mermaids and things like that. The marine kingdom also involves the dragon world. There are dragons beneath the sea. There's a Bible verse that says that the Lord alone is the one who can crush the heads of the serpents in the water. I have already told you that I've seen mighty visions of God featuring serpents that, if you hold them from head to tip, they are half the length of the ocean. This thing cannot be called a serpent. It is a dragon in the water. Massive. And God says that when they begin to twirl their body, this is how they pull ships and even sunken things like a submarine completely into the whirlpool that they made.
Is it true? Hey, class embassy member, is it true? Because I haven't heard, I think the future one that will take over, I don't know, because they always look at him now to be as if he's the one that will take over from Pastor Cleese. That's other one. He came and said that class embassy is like the embassy of God, and then he is the ambassador. Look at what he said one time ago. Listen.
Is Christ's MC. That means when you want to contact Christ in the earth, this is where you come. I told you that an embassy is the highest form, the highest level of representation of every nation. That's the reason why when we want to reach the whole world, God speaks to the man of God. Hello? When the Lord wants to enforce something on the earth, he talks to the ambassador. So who are we? We are officials. We hear from the ambassador. Yes, sir. Enforcement. La Condorobokila Masa. It is time.
Listen. So it's like the hey. Celestia. This one said, okay, everybody is seeing vision. He said that is a God that show her that one. You people have to believe this one, oh, because since everybody is not normal at this social media again, let us listen to me. I want to listen. Hey, Malay Kingdom. I don't know. I'm not on there. I'm doing amplification.
If you go to the Master's Voice Prophecy blog, that prophecy is there.
Oh.
There are serpents in the water that are very big.
True.
And they were so huge that the head alone, God showed me that all they have to do is open their mouth when they've created that thing. When the ship is going down, they just go after it. And when they open their mouth, the whole thing can go in without them having to crunch, and bite it. They can just take an entire vessel that looks so huge in our eyes. And even if it's a metal ship, the hull is nothing for them. They just take it in a gulp.
The life film.
Pastor Chris Oyakilome is a man who makes covenant with things that are beneath the sea. He is not a clean pastor. Nigerians, you are so deceived and you are so stubborn. You are willing to be destroyed for the sin of one man. You are so addicted to the pornography of worshiping these naked men and women that stand on your pulpits. So many of them are defiled, even if I do not know their names. Your pulpits are compromised in Nigeria. But you are addicted to the pornography at staring at the nakedness of these men and women, for they are indeed naked. The word that God is giving me is defrocked. Defrocked. It is a word that they use for the Catholic priests.
Oh, he enter Catholic. Oh, make I listen. Oh,
When the Catholic priest begins to say, I don't agree with the Catholic doctrine, I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with that, and they begin to preach their own thing, they're defrocked by the papacy. They take away their gown, they take away their priesthood, and they send them out in shame. God has defrocked the people. Your biggest pastors are in the Illuminati. Your biggest pastors are warlocks. They are wizards. They eat men's virtues. You sit in these football field sized churches, and these people basically use you as a spiritual battery. They power their lives. They power the success of their children by stealing your virtues.
So you now, Celestia, because them Piasu, I want to Piasu you because I don't know. That's how we talked last time, and then she come and prophesying what. The reason why I'm playing this video is for Christ Embassy members who are watching me now and there. You have to believe this one, but let me just pursue her more, because you hear her talking about how Pastor Chris will die very soon. If he is using the members or the followers' virtue to power their life, you will see some of them are watching now. If you are watching Celestial, or if you are a follower of Celestial, some of the followers are watching. Use your brain, think. Don't you think with all these followers that he still have, that he still use? In fact, he will live forever now. He will live. Hey, because he's using their virtues. Because plenty boku, there are thousands of people that will willingly sacrifice themselves to be used. So what are you now talking about? He will die. He will this. He will. Let's go. You will hear that part.
Oyakilome, the Lord has judged you. He will take your life along with these named, for you are a wicked man and extremely proud. You are an extremely proud person. You like to laugh at the people that you're fooling. You have corrupted many people, and you are wicked inside and out. You are a merciless man. You don't have mercy. You are a killer, Pastor Chris Oyakilome. You
This one, make you know. Okay. Dude, I don't know why I find some of these things funny. You say God told me, Jesus told me, God. You people, love the word of God, though. if you want to follow Fufu. Now that she's saying you're a killer, you're this. If tomorrow now they anyway, if Pastor Chris can say what he wants to say on his pulpit, why Celestia can say what she wants to say? Please, let's continue. I have many things to say, but
you are a killer. You have made people die. You have taken human life before. You and TB Joshua are no different. You just outlived him. You will not outlive the judgment of God. The judgment of God is upon you, Pastor Chris Oyakilome. You will lose your life.
So one thing is sure. All of us, one day we are going to leave this earth, even you, Celestia. So when you say you will lose his life, probably is going... Pastor Chris, are you going to reply? No, Pastor Chris will not reply this one. It's Uber Angel that will reply for Pastor Chris, I know. I be the Uber Angel is the one that... I think Uber Angel has replied her before. Yes, okay. Okay, let's go on.
You cannot fight me and you cannot contend with me. I am the Lord who made you.
Okay.
God says he will shame you in front of everyone.
Ew.
He will put you to shame. You will not die cheaply. God will embarrass you first. He will bring something out about you. The whole of Nigeria will be chewing the inside of their mouth like chiclets.
Hey.
He will humble you down to the dust. You will come down to the dust first before you die. You will not just die cheaply. You will not die for nothing.
Then somebody say, they come and play this one. They say, Vision by Pastor Jonah Noah. I don't know this person. No. Pastor John explained vision given him by the Lord Jesus Christ about Pastor Chris Oyakilome made a covenant with the Queen of the Coast at the start of his ministry. Hey! See, I have heard many things. You will hear the person talking. I have heard many things about, they say this one, say this one, say this one. You see, what I don't have first-hand knowledge of, even if I will not come here and speak. When she was talking about immoral, this and this, if it's Otobo, I can say Otobo, that one, because for other ones, I know things are happening, but Pastor Chris, let's listen to what this was say, because the reason why I play this video is not as if I hadn't known about this. I've known about this for a long time, but I was like, it's not even worth sharing. But since you talk about, it was just so funny, I would say, when TB Joshua passed on, we did not hear anything from Pastor Chris. But the Pope, of course, he got to speak about him. He said good things at some point, but until the point he was saying that he insulted Jesus, I say, where did the Pope say that if Jesus would have taken it? Even if he said that, and I don't even want to use that even if kind of theme, what would be the explanation, of course, for it if you want to look at scriptures? Do you understand? But anyway, let's listen to the person that saw vision. The person was screaming, so let's listen. It may be too loud for your ear.
When they take me to that section, young boys, young girls, they are crying. Say, whoa, what to Pastor Chris? What to Pastor Chris? God be to Pastor Chris. He's the one that brought me here. He's the one that said, plans I saw that you've seen. Oh, don't requirement now from Pastor Chris. No, closer the church of Pastor Chris. Closer. What the Pastor Chris? What the Pastor Chris? They are causing Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris Oyakilome. He's the one for him. He's the one that brought me here. He's the one that plans and say on me. Anything I put my body on me. Whoa! They are causing it. Then Jesus said, tell Pastor Chris, he's not the one that died for the church. I am the one that died for the church. The matter miracle he did. Tell him we shall sit in other side of eternity. Tell him, let him change the coming. Tell the people to to dress like people alive. Let every woman that want to see my face, tell her to dress like people alive. Let them dress. And the woman that want to see my face, let them dress like people alive. Tell it, we shall see in other side of eternity. When Jesus was talking, he opened the screen. The screen appeared. Sit up, sit up. The screen appeared. When the screen appeared, Pastor Chris was small young. He was starting fasting and prayer. In AHHH, he was fasting and prayer. When he broke in fasting, he was eating pineapple and pawpaw, pineapple and banana, all those seeds, apples. And after the fasting, he started his fellowship in the AHHH. That's where he started the ministry. After he had started, come to a certain period, he was sleeping in the bed and fetched up like this. Then Queen of the Coast came out from the river and make a covenant with him because
Hey! Ufufu International Ministry International. This video is not is that as if I came here to teach you any moral lesson, or we are here to maybe look at scriptures or something. I'm just here to react to that. And the whole matter is that what is being claimed that he said, or that the Pope said, is a lie. It's not true. Okay? If you can prove it, link the article in the pinned comment. Link where the video that the Pope said it in the pinned comment. Anywhere. Don't lie against someone that is not here to defend himself. Even if he was here, he doesn't even know you exist. Okay? Because now you will saying that what Celestial is saying is a lie, bah? You say that she's in fact false prophetess. Even the other brother that was screaming at the top of his voice, make him go chop better akpo. You say he went to hell. He said I don't know whether he said he went to hell or what. Ew. One thing I can say for a fact is that the church becomes more interesting day by the day. Huh? If you believe what Celestial said, though, then to your tent. If you believe what the brother said, to your tent. If you believe what Pastor Chris is saying, one thing I can tell you, if you believe what Pastor Chris is saying, you automatically have to believe what Celestial is saying. You don't believe one, I say you don't believe the other. The other one. I just say make I drop this news because that this kind of video now will be say if I talk, plenty people go watch them. When I sit down and do proper scriptural exegesis, it go be like say now only me they talk. Anyway, next video we'll look at that drama. The drama we talked about in our previous video, that drama, we'll look at it.